Hi, this is Paul Easton from pauleaston.com, and I was asked this question, and the best way to answer it was to do this video and go through some points in it. So the question was, what are your top 10 points of instruction to a newbie trying to understand and execute basic SEO? So the first point I'd like to start with, and this is more of a understanding the game point, is SEO is a long-term game. Depending on the market, it can be years when you get results. It's very an inch by inch process, and it's broken down into two sides. So you have on-page SEO, where you look at how the website is designed and the basic elements in that. And there is the off-page SEO, which is incoming links and also links from other pages, so how the site is structured. So those are the two sides. There is no magic bullet as far as SEO. There's no set plan. I've been in this industry for 10 years, and I've never found set ways to get set results. It's always different depending on the market, depending on how competitive it is. It depends on a whole lot of elements. There isn't an exact structure. So that's why there is a lot of misinformation on blogs that make statements. I won't make any pure statements because there is no pure answer. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through some of the elements so at least you understand the game better and what matters. So the first part is always going to be keywords. What do you want to rank for? If you go too specific and you're only going a 2 or a 3 word term, then it's going to be very competitive. If you go too wide into a 5 or 6 keyword search term, and unless you have a lot of those pages, you won't get enough traffic from them. That's we call the head keyword being 1 or 2 word terms, or long tail, which is those longer terms. Now, if you're going to build out a large site which has a lot of content and a lot of pages, yes, you can do a lot of long tail terms within those. And you can get those keywords out of several places online. Keyword.io is one that I know of. There's also the Google Keyword Tool. Keeping involved that remembering that the keyword tool, the numbers are not very accurate, and they don't give you accurate volume of search unless you are running an AdWords campaign and spending a lot of money. So that means you can use the Google Keyword Tool and you can use an outline of the ideas, but the numbers and volume don't mean that much. So let's jump on to on-page, which is essentially how you design your website. So the on-page has a lot of elements. There's up to 200 or 300, 200 odd different elements to the on-page design. Most of them will have very little effect. Even if you do them very well, they'll have less than 1% actually effect on ranking. The two main things that have always had the best effect are titles, the title of each page, and the content. And we're not talking about writing specific keyword content, but writing good content and good information, and just writing for people, because that's what Google wants to show. It wants to show pages where, yes, it's on topic for the subject, but it's also good service, a good search or experience for the searchers. I recently had one site that I'm working with. They just got a #1 keyword term search volume for one of their pages, and the page has good content purely for the searchers, and it's not the home page, it's one of the sub pages. So keep that in mind. Just write for humans. Don't write or create something just for search engines, because Google doesn't want that, and eventually it just doesn't work. You want people to stay on that page, which is another element. As if people are staying on the site or spending time on it, then that's another good point, and that's their experience. Probably one of the other elements to consider is make sure it loads quickly. That always helps. There's the Google Webmaster Tools, which has some help in it. It's free. You can add it to your site. That does give you some guide on any challenges that will be within your site. But if you also do a search for the Google Starter Kit PDF, and you will find Google's basic guide for SEO. Now, it's quite old, but the elements are still relevant, and it's still worth following it. There's some good points in there, especially around the design of your titles of the pages. Now, a lot of people will put pipe designs. It's a little line between the words within the site. I personally prefer to use a dash because it's more human readable. And as it happens, that's exactly what the starter kit says as well. So that's the on page. So the second part of it is what's called the off page, or primarily incoming links from other websites. And what people also don't consider is incoming links from within the site. So off-page links are a huge factor in ranking. That's what Google particularly is built on, and that's where PageRank, you see that PageRank was created by incoming links, although it's not measured anymore. It's still, you want links from quality sites rather than quantity. There was a rumor that you had to be on topic with those links. I think is the data that I've seen shows that it doesn't have to be on topic, but it does seem to make sense that some of it is at least relevant. So the sites are coming from are relevant. They don't always have to be. One of the tools that's primarily for looking at other websites is a tool called Ahrefs. I'll link these in the article when I put the article on the website. Ahrefs.com, which is primarily a backlink tool which will show you backlinks to your site and to other sites as well. It's a paid tool. Let's have a look at that. So one of the other ways you can get incoming links are from directories, especially well established directories. There's still some benefit in there. There's a lot of people say that they don't work anymore. At the moment, if you're a new site, it's about creating a base of different types of links from different areas, because that's the way that it would naturally be created. Keeping in mind that any sort of link creation is actually against Google's terms of service. They don't want you to do any type of that, but directories have no problems. A couple of tools I want to add on here as well. One is called PageRanker Pro. I'll put a link in it and when I pull the full article up again. That's a tool for actually shows you, no, ProRanker Pro. Anyway, I'll put that up as well. That's a tool for actually seeing or estimating your ranking as it is, and you can put 20 keywords in there and there's no charge. So another one is Directory Maximizer. You can Google that and find that as well. That's a way where you can pay for directory listings. I would only pay for directories which will list more than one link. So what primarily a lot of people make mistakes is they only link to their homepage, which isn't human. So in Directory Maximizer, you can pay for links in a directory, and those links can go to not just your homepage, but you can get 2 or 3 links out of them to your subpages as well. So the final points around SEO on the whole, it's like I said, it starts a long-term game, and it should never be relied on. It should be used as a base and an add-on to others. And now people will say that social media affects SEO, and that has never been proven, but it would logically say that it would assist in the form of trust, and that's making your site more trustworthy, and that's going to help with the effect of the other elements. But again, links from social media don't necessarily directly help with your ranking, but the actual trust factor is definitely something that would be real. So that's really the newbie's guide. I know there's been probably more than 10 points. SEO, they say SEO is always constantly changing. It really hasn't changed all that much since 2012. There was a big shake-up in 2012 about linking, and I know companies that went under that year because of how many things have changed. I wouldn't go anywhere near any service in India or any particular other Asian country, because of a lot of what they're doing is would have been helpful pre-2012, but actually can be harmful since then. So a lot of those countries are still using outdated practices and are still selling outdated practices. So I've covered a lot in this. I've tried to keep it as simple as possible, but I really think these are the basic elements as far as SEO. And SEO from your point of view is making a website rank, where other people might just say that SEO is making your website SEO friendly, which is both. So I think there's plenty of elements to work on. Last point, totally opinionated industry. If you want to see a fight, put 4 SEO people in the room, because they're going to argue over just about everything. and that's because nothing is ever proven. Yeah, that sort of really covers it. And good luck with your efforts, and I hope it helps. Bye. Oh, it's pauleaston.com. If you're on my video watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. I do a lot of free help for businesses, especially doing FBA, online marketing, and email marketing, anything online. I pride myself on being the whole truth. The whole truth is what you get, whether you want it or not. Bye.